Starting tomorrow, kicking into high gear as we move toward 100 degrees on Thursday, and it continues right on into the start of your weekend for the 4th of July. So as we factor in the humidity, which by the way is also going to be climbing to tropical levels, we're looking at heat indices, or what it feels like, approaching 110 degrees. So we have a Storm Team 5 weather alert. Extreme heat warning goes into effect tomorrow at 10 a.m. continues through Saturday evening, covering much of our area outside of the immediate south coast, Cape and Islands. That's a spot that today we'll see temperatures staying a little bit cooler. You can see many of us are already warming into the 80s. 87 in Fitchburg right now, approaching the 90-degree mark. 77 in Boston. We'll top out in the upper 80s for most locations in and around the city. You can see some of those low 90s working into the Merrimack Valley. 12-hour forecast showing increasing afternoon clouds. We do have the chance for a few spot showers, giving way to a few rumbles of thunder through tonight in the overnight hours. That first chance of showers moving in as early as 4 o'clock. I do think that best chance will be west of the city, but then that will start to shift south and eastward. So pretty much anywhere that chance for a few rumbles of thunder, increasing tonight and into the overnight hours before we get into the thickness of the heat and humidity. We'll look at just how hot it will feel as we approach the big holiday weekend. Jessica. All right. Weather alert goes into effect tomorrow. Extreme heat and humidity with a chance of a few scattered storms as early as tonight. Walking through the timeline puts a look ahead to the big holiday weekend. Heat and storm chances continue. Pretty lucky here weather-wise for all of the matches, but we are starting to get into this extreme heat, and so big changes are coming. Extreme heat warning goes into effect tomorrow morning and continues now through Saturday, covering much of our area away from the south coast, Cape and Islands. Cape and Islands, a great spot to go if you're looking for some relief from the heat. We're looking ahead to triple-digit heat in our forecast. You might be thinking to yourself, how often do we do this? In Boston, just about once every 5 years. As we look back on record at some of our hottest temperatures, we did in fact cross the triple digits last year in June. June 24th, we got up to 102 degrees. We won't be too far off from that. And we're also tracking, in addition to this high heat, higher humidity levels. Lucky for us, humidity is in check for today. You'll start to feel it climbing tomorrow. We're starting to see dew point temperatures approaching 70. And what that translates to is a tropical level of humidity. It's going to feel very tropical out there in the days ahead. So here's a look at the heat wave that we're expecting. Mid to upper 90s by tomorrow, 100 by Thursday, holding on to those upper 90s as we approach Friday and Saturday as well. Heat indices, which is what's most important, what it feels like when you factor in the humidity. The way we cool down is by sweating. So you have more moisture in the air, you can't efficiently sweat. And so that's why it's going to feel so much hotter. We're looking at heat indices well into the triple digits through at least Saturday. So let's break down what's on our radar. We're approaching 90 degrees as we move through this afternoon with a chance of some evening thunderstorms, although the coverage should be pretty scattered here locally. We're looking ahead to our next threat, and that of course is the heat, as we have a Storm Team 5 weather alert and an extreme heat warning. Holiday weekend still looking hot with an increasing likelihood for storms on Saturday. We are dry out the door right now, 70s as we move toward Boston, 80s as we move inland. We'll approach 90 degrees in our hottest spots right through the Merrimack Valley, even toward Boston, not too far off from 90 degrees. Metro West, another hot spot too. We'll stay in the 70s down toward the Cape and Islands with that wind off of the water. 12-hour forecast showing some increasing clouds this afternoon. So while I don't expect it will be an all-out washout for us, there's these thunderstorms that we're watching up to our north and west. The strongest thunderstorms staying in this area of upstate New York and Vermont, but some of these storms could drift their way toward us later today. There's already some showers that are approaching Albany at this point, but what I want to direct your attention to is this area of thunderstorms approaching the Canadian border, and that is the activity that could hold together as it's moving south and eastward toward us. So I do think before that chance for thunderstorms, there may be a few drops that approach our area later this afternoon. I would say after 2 p.m., especially west of Boston. But let's get into tonight, and that's where you can see some signs of these thunderstorms moving in. Looks like the best chance of that activity will be west of the city, but it's still something we'll watch for the overnight hours in a scattered form. We are staying warm overnight, staying near 70 degrees. And then, yes, we got into your Storm Team 5 weather alert here as that heat and humidity kicks into high gear tomorrow. That continues right on through Saturday. This is a big holiday weekend, so I do want to give you a preview of the potential for storms moving through on Saturday, and you can see that chance increases as we head into the afternoon and evening. We're getting back down into the 80s, but boy, it's still hot on Sunday, upper 80s, and of course that humidity will still be a factor. Jessica. That's a little simpler too.
Okay.
We are looking at extreme heat here. Storm Team 5 weather alert kicks into high gear tomorrow right on through Saturday. We have the big holiday weekend, the 4th of July, with not just the heat, a chance of